The one that is going to be quite interesting is we now can talk to CKAN. You'll probably better know it as the software that sits behind data.gov.ie. So this means we can start to work with a platform like data.gov.ie. We can list all of the data sets. We can come in, we can start to see all the resources there, we can interact with it, we can upload data to it, whether that's data.gov or whether it's our own implementation. So you can see there, we just put in the link to it. We've got a token. The token lets us decide whether we are able to write to data. So I can create, delete. I've not got a token, so I'm just reading the data. So I can do things like list, I can list resources, but I couldn't create onto data.gov.ie. Now, if I have an account with the relevant token, I can do what I want on there. So if I need to upload my data, and we've had this with a couple of customers in the past, they want to push new data sets up as part of their open data strategy to data.gov.ie, we can start to work with this transformer now to automate those processes. So we can build out our data set, we can upload it, keep it current. So I've just listed here, and I've listed the entire content. So there's about just over 10,000 records on data.gov.ie at the moment. So you can see we've got some COVID statistics, attractions, valuations, Office API, Met errands, all there. We can read into that data. I can see when it was last updated. So I can see, some data there from 2018. There's actually a reasonably decent amount from 2021. So, a lot of organizations are keeping it current, which is quite good to see. So I then just took OSI, search for OSI. So you can see here, show me organization name, Ordnance Survey Ireland. And I look for their 250K map, which is kind of that open map, pull down some open data. So that filters down to about 38 records. And then I can pass that into the next CKAN transformer. And that CKAN transformer there will then list all the resources. So I can say, well, I know I've got these layers, I know they're current, but what resources do I have? So you can see we've got the typical REST API from Esri. There's GeoJSON, there's shapefiles and things there. So I look for just the REST APIs. I thought I can just talk to that REST API directly. There's some weird duplication going on, some odd data things there, but I can basically pass that into the feature reader and I can read all of that data down. So I can talk to CKAN, discover the data, discover the organization I want, discover the services I want, and then push it through. So it's that sort of classic discover, find, bind that everybody got really excited about years ago. So it's a really easy way to start to work with their APIs and easily move data up and down. So, I'd say probably you can use it to discover data. It's probably not going to be its primary source. I think where people will find this really useful is in that ability to be able to maintain their data records, to be able to easily publish to platforms like data.gov.ie. CKAN's quite a popular open source portal tool, so it's used for obviously data.gov.ie. It's used for the UK version. There's a couple of European ones as well. So it tends to be sort of big public sector bodies will use it. There are a couple of other technologies. Sorry?
I was just saying that I think it's actually the world #1. The US government uses it as well. It's most of the states in the US use it. It's absolutely massive. I obviously, Gavin, I heard you speak about that, but I didn't realize how easy it was. Like myself and Gavin, I'd say in the last, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, I probably met with about 3 or 4 different customers just to talk about open data. Obviously, this big drive by the end of the year, just with a bit of Inspire, but then open data policies in Ireland as well. So again, it just, I suppose, not that there's no excuses. I understand everybody's so busy, but again, how easy FME can make it to be able to kind of pull that data in from different departments, anonymize it or validate it in some way, and then push it up. That was a very, very good demonstration, Gavin.
Yeah, and it's very, very simple, because it's data.gov.ie has obviously the concept of the metadata, but also the resources. So it means we can start to push those resources up, or the resource links and things up there, as well as we've seen with the OSI examples, where to pull things down. So there's a lot of flexibility that, I looked at this 12, 18 months ago to do it all through the APIs. The workspace was 10 times larger than this, just to do the updates. It was quite complicated. It wasn't particularly difficult, but there was lots of steps and hoops you had to build. You had to know the API. So it just took a little bit of time to go through. This one transformer, grab a token, job done, publish it. It's very, very, very simple.